hopefully you're well as you tune into this. Hopefully you get something out of this. So this is not what I'm used to, but I'm trying new things, trying things out. So hopefully it's okay. Hopefully you don't pick up on my anxiousness or discomfort. So this is gonna be a reading if you're open to it, if you're into it. Not gonna resonate 110% for everybody who's here, but if you're open to it, it should be helpful to you in some capacity. If you want to take a deep breath, you're welcome to. If you want to get a private reading, if you want to check out anything that I do outside of here, check out the link down below. Once again, if you want to take a deep breath, 1, 2, 3, and then let it go. So, I already pulled some cards, and the main energy that comes through is determination, Prince of Swords. We also have the number 40, the world awaits you. So there's this energy of kind of somebody working really hard, working diligently, and ultimately success is in the works. That was the 6 of Wands, by the way. And whoever I'm talking to, you could be somebody who does public speaking. You could be somebody who, you know, I'm sorry if you can sense the discomfort, but like, once again, this isn't a usual setup, but yeah, release expectations or be disappointed, but also for you, release expectations. We also have the Virgo energy, which is very much so about perfection and standard and organization, stuff like that. Whoever I'm talking to, you could have a lot of Virgo in your chart. You don't have to, it doesn't have to resonate that way, but generally I feel like I'm tuning to somebody who's very headstrong, very ambitious, very determined. And there might be this energy of perfectionism that is rolling around, that is affecting the process in some capacity. And the word breathe was one of the cards. There was this is knowing, but the breathe card was somewhere. And as a person with a lot of Virgo in my chart, I feel like I need to breathe. You could be starting a lot of new things, or at least one new thing at the time of you seeing this. These are generally supposed to be timeless, but you know, this will be posted most likely at the top of the week, the last week of August. And I do feel like, once again, there's this energy of being ready for a new cycle, being ready for a new beginning, but needing to release expectations, needing to release the idea that it'll be perfect. Because this might be something that you put a lot of effort into, a lot of work into, a lot of research into, and you know, that's fine and dandy, but most of the time, the beginning is always going to be awkward. And so, expect for a rocky start. What do we need to hear? Whoever's tuned into this, whoever's open, who's ever receptive to this. We have the 8 of Swords, isolation, and the Hermit card, which is Virgo energy, yet again. You could be spending a lot of time on your own. You could be spending a lot of time working on whatever this new beginning is. For some of you, it's like a business. It's like some sort of project. And we do have the Three of Pentacles, which represents recognition, collaboration, things of the sort. And so, without getting your hopes up, there is an energy of being recognized for something that you've been working on, something that you've been planning and putting a lot of effort towards. Yeah. But one thing about it, for some of you, I feel like you do need the reminder that, like, boundaries are important. Like, it's important. And when I say boundaries, I don't just mean with other people, but like within yourself as well. Like, there's a time and a place, you know. There's a time for fun, there's a time for being serious, there's a time for everything. We do have the King of Wands leadership. And some of you, you don't necessarily need that reminder, but I feel like there's somebody tuned into this who needs that reminder. We have the Empress, the Three of Cups, yeah. Because you could be like a socialite, if you will. You could be somebody who is, who has a lot of friends or a lot of people that they call friends. And, you know, if that is the case and you've been spending a lot of time alone, that's a good thing. That's awesome. But either way, there's this energy of like, having to carve out time, having to be a little bit more disciplined with your energy and your attention. Spirit, what do we need to hear with some guidance? For whoever's tuned into this, whoever's open to this, whoever's receptive, what do we need to hear? We have the Justice card. Yeah, balance. Balancing out your energy. We have the King of Wands again. The Justice, which is balance. Libra energy, harmony, communication, relationships. Yeah, one of the first cards that came out, I didn't really focus too much on it, but mourning, the world awaits. And we have the Magician card coming out. You could be somebody who was perceived as funny, somebody who's perceived as like an entertainer of sorts. And for some of you, there's an energy of like entering new territory, like getting to a new level. And there might be a lot of anxiety or a little anxiety, however it resonates. There might be some anxiety around reaching new heights, you know, entering new territory. The Three of Swords keeps coming out, and I'm thinking about a specific pop culture moment, so it seems relevant for somebody, like the energy of somebody getting broken up with right before they get on the stage and having to like really push through that. I'm not wishing that for anybody, but that seems to be an energy that's present for somebody, like, you know, having to get onto stage, having to perform right after some like really tragic personal thing. And for the most part, I do feel like you'll handle it pretty well. You know, we do have the Nine of Cups here, the Judgment card right underneath, the Sun card. I do feel like you'll handle it pretty well. Back to the perfectionism thing, because I think that's a really big thing for somebody, like needing things to be perfect or wanting things to be perfect. You know, it's ideal, it's not a bad trait to have, but like in application it can be kind of detrimental, because a lot of the times it perpetuates like procrastination, perpetuates, I was trying to find other synonyms for procrastination, but procrastination, it perpetuates like, you know, I'm wanting to find other words, but that's the only word that's really coming through, just in different forms. We have a new job or career opportunity somebody is faking. So there could be some sort of job opportunity or career opportunity that seems really promising, but you might really need to hone in on your discernment here. You might really need to, you know, and for some of you, this doesn't mean like rejecting the situation, but like just pay attention to how you're feeling about it. We have butterflies, changes, transformation, death and rebirth, renewal. Because that does seem to be an energy of somebody kind of generally being anxious or generally having anxiety, and like an opportunity comes to them, and like because of the anxiety that they're feeling, like maybe it's really hard to like discern whether or not it's legit, you know. But that's for somebody, not everybody. We do have the full Aries energy, Aquarius energy. You can start again, not from scratch, but with experience. For some of you, there is an energy of starting over. Yeah, having dropped dead weight, it wasn't a loss, but really just dropping dead weight, you'll be fine. And then Pisces energy, which is the end of the zodiacs, the end of a cycle, the end of a chapter. And is also actually the opposite of Virgo energy. And at the time of recording, it is Virgo energy, if that means anything to anybody. Happy birthday, I guess. And there could be something about routine, like streamlining, coming up with, creating some sort of routine that is like, how do I say that? There's a lot of words that are coming through, but they're not. That's not how you use it. That's not how you use those words. I wanted to say adjacent, and I also wanted to say like relevant, but like, or adaptive. That makes more sense. But like coming up with routines, or like crafting routines, or a routine that is like adaptive or beneficial to your already existing life. You know what I mean? Like if you have kids, or like maybe you have a lot of clients, or like something like, you know, there's a lot going on in your life already, and it's like making a routine that kind of like can coexist peacefully with whatever you already have going on. For some of you, I keep hearing recovery. There's something about recovery, if that resonates. Allowing yourself to recover, allowing yourself to heal with the Temperance card. The Temperance is also about alchemy. We have the Queen of Wands here, so that could be relevant. At the time of recording, it's Sunday, and it'll be, this most likely will be posted Monday, and then there'll be 4 days from or until the full moon / eclipse, if that means anything to you, if that resonates. We also, oh no, that was already there. The Pisces energy was upside down. I was about to like, I thought it was a new card that fell out. Whisper, what do we need to hear? What do we need to know? What do we need to... We have breakthrough energy, Gemini energy. So, Gemini and Virgo are both mercurial energy. Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, also Sagittarius are all mutable energies. Mutable signs are like generally very adaptive. They're very flexible, very roll with the punches sort of energy. So yeah, you could be experiencing some sort of breakthrough soon, especially if you are, you know, recreating some sort of routine, or like letting go of expectations, letting go of the past. We have, what does it say? Release your guilt, number 21, which is equal out to 3, and then 27, which equals out to 9, derivatives of 3. Justice is coming. So, there could have been some sort of situation that you walked away from, or that you are walking away from, where there was imbalance, there was injustice, there was like some sort of not so great things happening. And you could have spoken up about it. You could have not spoken up about it, but you could have definitely realized that there was some imbalance going on. And you walked away. You made plans to walk away. You are walking away. And because of that, there is balance being restored to your own life, to your own energy. And we have the forgive card, forgiveness, number 10. And I think there's a lot of different opinions about what forgiveness is, but generally it's just letting go, just releasing what is, accepting it for what it is, and not holding on to the anger, you know? And ideally you do it for you. You do it so that you don't have to be burdened by the resentment, by the anger, you know? And I don't know what the situation is. It's gonna be different for everybody who happens to be tuned into this, so. But either way, there's an energy of, like, once again, some really not so great things happening. And you kind of having to just make do with what you can. The number 7 comes through really strong. Number 7 is often a card about, I don't know why I want to say pilgrimage. That's not something I would have normally said, but number 7 it's a very spiritual card, or number, sorry, very spiritual number about like enlightenment and solitude and seeking wisdom, seeking understanding, etc., etc. Number 34, number 7, if you add it up, voyage, you already have all the answers. And then right after that is number 18, let them go, which also equals out to number 7 if you subtract the 1 from the 8, but ideally that's not really how you do that. But the flip side is that it equals out to 9, which the 9 is the end of a chapter, the end of a cycle. And so yeah, you could be having a really hard time letting something go, letting someone go. This could also be somebody else with your energy. Somebody could be having a hard time letting you go. And you might be feeling that. That might be something that's like coming up in your everyday life, if that resonates. The energy of like boundaries comes through again, like, you know, protecting your energy, if that does resonate, you know. We started off with a very determined energy. So maybe I don't need to say this, but I do get the sense of somebody being urged to like believe in themselves, believe in like their own ability. Yeah, oh my gosh. I don't know what the situation is. It's gonna be different for everybody, but there's definitely a situation where somebody was like traumatized. It's not funny, but like, you know, gotta laugh sometimes. We have Evil Queen, You Deserve Sugar Not Salt, and then we have Confidence, and then Phoenix. And like, so the story that I'm getting is like, once again, somebody experiencing something, kind of moving away from that, and then kind of having to restart and come back to themselves, come back to center, come back to what they know, if that resonates, if that makes sense. We have Lioness, You've Earned All Your Stripes. For somebody, there could be some sort of imposter syndrome that's happening, but like, you already know. Like, you already know what to do, you already know how to move, how to groove. It's just a matter of trusting yourself, you know? And I say just as if it's the easiest thing in the world. Obviously it's not, but either way, you already know what to do, you already know how to groove. What else can I say for this? Hopefully this was helpful, hopefully this was useful. If it was, you should definitely engage with the video. Let me know how this might have resonated with you. Give me a thumbs up if it did resonate with you. If you'd like a private reading, I do private readings. If you check out the Hipsy down below, you can also check out the Patreon, but the Hipsy is a more direct way to book a reading. There's music, there's books, there's poetry, there's all sorts of things if you want to check that out. Once again, link down below. And I hope you know, miracles happen all the time. Whatever you're going through is temporary. Keep your head up, keep your spirits high, take care of yourself. I'll see you when I see you. Love you, bye.